in celebration of finishing a franchise, our first one. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to chug these beers.
Yep.
Scream 6 in the bag.
Hell yeah. Oh, that hurt my stomach.
Cold.
Oh, man.
I know. Really separates the men from the pussies, huh? Welcome. I'm John Canopener.
And I'm James Wang.
And together we are
Rock Hard.
And today we're talking about Scream Sex.
Sex?
Scream 6. Well, it could be called Sex because it fucked me up a good ending. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
But it came out in 2023.
A whole year after the fifth one.
And James is going to take it away with some facts. I'm not going to look. Go ahead.
Okay, you better not look like
I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look.
Okay, so the first one, it says, so apparently the ghost faces didn't know they were going to be ghost faces right off the bat.
Okay.
So the two that played Ethan and Quinn, so Jack Champion and Liana.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
those two characters.
Yeah.
They didn't know that they were going to be ghost faces right off the bat. So it says a quote from the producer of Scream 6. It says one of the best parts of was that they didn't get the third act of the script at all. So they're in their costume fittings and they tried on their costumes, and then we came in and we were like, there's one more thing you have to try on, and then they brought out the ghost face robe and mask so they could try it on for the first time, and that's how they found out. So during production of Scream 6, you have Ethan and Quinn in their fitting rooms, like for the costumes, and they were trying on all their clothes for like the whole movie, and I guess they brought out the ghost face robes, and they're like, okay, try this on, and then that's when they finally realized, oh shit, we're gonna be the bad guys. So it was a surprise for them.
Wow.
Because it's pretty known that everyone who auditioned or everyone who played in the movie got a reveal somehow, but
Yeah, that's what I heard with this. That's a good fact. But I heard that everybody had to do it.
yeah.
No matter who you were, Sam, Tara, everybody had to do it. Danny, that's how I know, is because Danny is the guy that he spilled the beans on that shit. He said, yeah, they made me do a reveal too, so I don't know. Or let me.
His little eyebrows.
Yeah, he's always doing shit with his eyebrows. You know, there's not that much time yet, so
Yeah.
like facts will leak out as the years go by, and that's why we had so many for the old ones.
Especially now with like the whole internet thing too, like the internet becoming a thing, like these things become leaked like so quickly. People on the set, that's why you can't trust nobody. So that's why I don't blame them that they have to have everyone do a ghost face reveal, or they can't really let anyone see the third act of the script yet because of just leaks, because of the modern day internet, which kind of sucks. So.
They freaked out over Scream 2 being leaked.
Yeah.
That was like baby internet. Like
baby, it was like 97.
Like no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
no
almost
one's gonna
nothing.
know. Everybody's got shitty internet. No one's gonna know. But
Yeah.
they freaked out so much then that they changed the killers. You know?
Yeah. So for this next fact, it's talking about our boy, the writer of Scream, Kevin Williamson. So it says, even years ago, Kevin Williamson's original plan for Scream 6 was going to focus more on Gale than Sidney. Following the release of 2022 Scream, Williamson revealed that Scream 4 was supposed to be part of a new trilogy. He told Bloody Disgusting that in his original vision for a fifth movie, Jill would have gone to college, where Sidney was a professor, and faced off a killer who knew she'd been the killer in the previous film.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Are us and like Kevin Williamson like sinking the same waves?
That's fucking
Because
crazy.
that goes along with our fucking theory about Mark.
Yeah, as I'm saying, I saw this and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be juicy. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It is crazy. And it says Scream 6 was gonna answer whatever happened between Dewey and Gale. Sydney was in it, but it was more focused on Gale's storyline, Williamson said. Like, that was his quote. So it was literally going to continue on after Scream 4. 5 and 6 was going to be about Jill going to college, Sydney a professor, and then Ghostface killings happening.
God, that sounds
And then
cool.
they knew that Jill was a killer. That's
God
fucking
damn it.
crazy. That just brings everything full circle. It's crazy, but we didn't get it because obviously...
And that's such a slight little change to make Gale the main focus that it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna have, you don't need to bring any new characters in. We already got the character here. You know, and it could be for a lot of shit she's done in the past, writing all these books, pretty much promoting the killings, and like, do it again because I need another book.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's crazy.
God damn. Sometimes I wish. Oh God, I just wish Scream 4 would have taken off. You people. Not the people. Not you guys. Not you guys. I'm just saying. Just in general, like, box office numbers could have really helped.
It was like the first, actually...
It's the only thing that would have helped. The fucking story continuing on. Like, a one clear vision the whole way through. Like, they had it set up.
Yeah,
bro.
they had it.
They had it.
So, funny too, because Scream 4 was the only movie in the Scream franchise to only get a box office hit under $100 million.
Scream 4?
Scream 4 was the only one. That's why it flopped, because every other Scream movie went over 100 mil. And this was the first movie, Scream 4, in the franchise that went under 100 mil.
Well, some of that mil was my money. I'll tell you that. So I don't feel too bad. It's kind of like voting for the wrong guy, you know?
Like, I could have done something.
It's not me. It's not me. Not me.
Y'all fuckers did that. Not this guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did you know, because I don't even think we noticed, I didn't notice until I read it right now. Apparently, in Scream 6, they referenced Omega Beta Zeta.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. I didn't hear it. Even watched this movie so many goddamn times. But yeah, they referenced Omega Beta Zeta.
They did. Frankie did.
Yeah, that's what it says right here. So the beginning of Scream 6 features many of the core four at a frat party that shines a light on Tara's messy approach to coping with the previous movie's events. Tara almost disappears with one of the fraternity's members, Frankie, only for Chad to intervene. Before the two separate, Frankie asks Tara if she's a member of the Omega Beta Zeta sorority. Yep. This may have been like an innocent question, but it's the same sorority as Cece Palmer from Scream 2. It's a smart way to connect the films and draw further parallels between Scream 2 and Scream 6.
It's a smart way, but at the same time, I don't know if sororities go from different colleges.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
Because Scream 2 took place in a college in Ohio.
In Ohio, like somewhere in the bumfuck middle of Ohio.
We're in New York now, so I don't know. Maybe you guys could let us know. Do sororities, venture out beyond one college? Like, can multiple colleges have a sorority attached to it?
Yeah.
I don't know, but let us know. If you do know, if you're a sorority person, or not, if you just know, let us know. Continue on.
This one is about our Ghostface killer, Jack Champion, or Ethan, as you guys may have known him
That's
as.
such a stage name, by the way.
Jack Champion?
Yes.
I mean, that's...
He's not going to name himself Jack Loser. He's going to...
Jack Loser. Anyway, so Jack Champion, this one's about him. So apparently, he is the youngest actor to play Ghostface to date. He was 17 at the time of filming.
Looks like it.
So... he's also one of the only two teenagers to actually play a teenage Ghostface. Emma Roberts, who was 19 when Scream 4 was shot, is the other one. Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard, who play killers Billy and Stu in the original movie, Rory Culkin, who played Charlie in Scream 4, and Mikey Madison, who played Amber in 2022 Scream, were all in their 20s. So Jack is now the official youngest person to play Ghostface, which is 17.
That's funny because like everybody up till now has been an older person playing a younger person.
Yeah.
Typically when you go to college, you're 18.
Yeah.
At least.
At least,
So he's
yeah.
a 17-year-old playing an older person.
Yeah, because he had a party, drinking and shit.
Well, I mean, that's college. Like.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But still, like it's almost reversed for him because he had to play a college student at 17. Blow it, James.
So, for this next fact, it says, there were no props left over from the previous films. Not even the graphic files from the posters and book covers. So they had to make everything from the shrine from scratch. Everything in that shrine in Scream 6 was made from scratch because they had no props left over from the other movies.
Well, that's cool.
So apparently, the production designer of Scream 6 said, "We went through the films and made a list of all the murders and all the victims, and they pretty much just made the props and the shrine all from scratch. So everything you saw was not from the original movies."
Very, very impressive, my friend. Very, very impressive.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But that's also movie magic. It's awesome that they can do that. You know what I mean?
I actually thought that they were real props from back in the day. I'm like,
too.
damn, they actually kept that shit. Like, I was like, that's crazy.
Me too. But at the same time, it is cool. And some of that stuff is like, how would you even get that? Like, they had Nancy Loomis's fucking her whole suit, her white suit.
Or like our pantsuit, or whatever the fuck it's called.
The shit stain on the back.
Yeah.
No, but it was her old. So like, they just throw that shit away. Like corner, like, you know what I mean? Like, they strip the body when they do the autopsy, and then they look at everything. I guess you can give it to the family if you want it, or someone could have dug in the trash. But yeah, but it's really cool though. I mean, I like how the shrine. We're gonna get to it, but the shrine.
For this last fact, again, it kind of references the shrine a little bit. So it says that the illustrated images of the previous victims were used instead of photographs for legal reasons.
Oh.
All right. So the production designer of Scream 6 says, "We didn't have the rights to the photos of those actors. It started as a problem or a challenge. It's more interesting than if we just had photos of the victims and displays. In the end, it's much more emotional." So I guess they didn't have rights to the actors from like Scream 4, Scream 3, Scream 2. They didn't have the rights to the actors, so they just drew illustrations of them instead of photographs.
I didn't even think about that because I thought like Richie was so artistic that he drew all this shit. I thought it was like Richie's like sketchbook.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's somewhat of an artist if he wants to direct movies and make his own, even do it in real life. Yeah, I figured the guy had a hand in fucking drawing.
That's crazy though. But apparently,
just some right shit. Then how the fuck did they get?
I'm assuming Dewey or David Arquette said, "Yeah, use my face. I don't care."
Oh, I guess it'd be kind of hard. Yeah, because it's all the killers. Because I'm like, they have all the pictures in the police department when everybody's on the wall.
Well, I'm assuming like the victims. Like the guy from Scream 3. Or, from like, could they show the phone and they show the lighter?
They showed a mix of everybody because they had some Billy pictures and shit too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of strange because you can show Billy and you can show that whole lineup of pictures on the police department wall was all.
Well, because they had like all the ghost face killers and like that.
Yeah.
But like in the shrine, they didn't. They had all like that. They showed like some references to Scream 2.
Oh, I bet you. Yeah, it was some
Scream
money.
3.
It was some money thing.
So yeah, so they didn't want to pay these actors to have their photographs, so they just, all right, well, we're gonna fucking sketch you.
And these people, yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, nonetheless, it's still pretty interesting that they decided to draw them, then have their photographs and pay them for a little cameo in the movie. But I mean, you kind of knew, like if you know, basically,
It's still great pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever drew that shit is. All right, so that's it for the facts.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
All right, James has wrapped up with the facts. Hope you guys enjoyed them. We're gonna move on to the positives now. Positives.
The real meat and potatoes.
Real meat and potatoes. The opening scene, my friend. Wow.
Yeah.
One of the best opening scenes, if not the best.
It never beats the original, but it's still pretty up there in terms of opening scenes.
Because we've been celebrating our first franchise done. Thank you.
Yep.
So you might hear some burps or two. But the opening scene, because it's not really one opening scene. You get two. You get two in this motherfucker.
Yep.
You get two. You get the fake out with the teacher. She's at the restaurant. She's waiting for a date, and she's really talking to Ghostface. And they're texting back and forth.
Yeah, and he's using like a fake, he's basically catfishing.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Can I call?" And then yeah, you can call. And then he draws her out by saying, or she tells him that the place is red.
Red.
And he's like, I don't see it. Can you come outside? Because I don't know where I am. I'm so lost. Haha. And then anyway, lures her into an alley.
Saying like, oh, I see like an alley, and then goes down the alley, and then just.
Is that you? I don't know.
You wave, and she starts waving all that
the
shit.
person's not waving at me. He's coming towards me. Okay, this is getting kind of weird. And then she goes down to try to save his ass, or try to. She's a good person, looks like. And she gets stabbed in the process. He comes out of nowhere from the dumpsters, I guess. Comes out, fucking stabs the shit out of this bitch.
Yeah.
Stabs her. So in Scream 6, it didn't even matter who the Ghostface was at the time. They just wanted to be extra hardcore.
Especially with the stabs, like
over and over and over and over.
Stabs.
Like everybody gets stabbed like 18 times in here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you die and sometimes you don't.
Happens.
But anyway, we've seen something we'd never seen before. And we were all freaked out in the theater when this happened.
Oh yeah. When he
pulls off the mask.
Like right there, after he says, "Now I see something red," and just
yeah, right in the beginning, he fucking takes it off.
Takes off his mask, and his Flash from Spider-Man.
Yes, the little Indian guy from Spider-Man.
I don't know his name in real life, but I know he's Flash.
Me either. But yeah, then he also says that badass line. Now I see something red.
And then which is the fake out. In theaters watching it for the first time, I thought it was gonna be like the opening title card, Scream 6.
We all did, yeah.
Turns out it's not, and then they fake this
They
out.
stay on his face, and then he looks around, takes the mask off, looks at what he did, puts everything in his backpack, starts walking, goes to the party, runs into Tara, bam. Or he goes to his house, but he's saying he's going to the party later.
Yeah.
Because his original plan is to kill. Him and his buddy, Greg, are supposed to kill Sam and Tara.
Yep.
They're going to finish out Richie's movie. They're fanboys of Richie. Anyway, we know that's not what happens, though. Because Mr. Flash himself goes home, and he gets a call himself. Who's he going to call from?
He gets a call from Detective Bailey.
Yeah, he gets a call from Ghostface. And he thinks at first that it's Greg. And he's like, come on, we said we're not going to use the voice on each other. Remember when we were fucking that one night? We said we're not going to do this, man. You know? Only when we're fucking.
Use the voice mod.
Yes. And one thing about the scene, too, before we get on, is there's a camera in there. They showed the camera.
Yeah. When he walks into.
So, wouldn't have caught Bailey getting into the apartment, fucking with everything, hiding.
Yeah.
All this shit, like stabbing Greg,
like
actually cutting his head off.
Like motion detecting, like, yo, there's someone in your fucking house right now, dude.
They specifically showed the camera. Why did you do that? When he's about to open the fucking fridge, and then BAM! There's Greg, dead.
Fucking dead.
Head cut off. I don't know if arms were cut off, but he was fucked up. You know what I mean?
Basically, his body is dismembered. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
He's all in the fucking fridge. Everything of him is in the fucking fridge, and it's creepy.
Yeah, and then turn around, bam, there's Ghostface, fucking stabbing the shit out of him. And before that, Flash said that she felt like a piece of meat. Like she wasn't even human anymore.
Yeah, when he stuck the knife in her.
Yeah, just an animal, just nothing. Bam, 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 bam. And he's like, do you feel like a piece of meat, you fucking piece of shit? And then he's like, what about the movie? And he's like, who gives a fuck about movies? And then does the slash, just like in Scream 5. So I don't know if that's the directors putting their own mark on the title.
Probably. I think it is probably a way of them to...
like separating it from the old openings to like, okay, this is a new era, new everything. So we're going to have our Ghostface do a little gay little slash. Because every time it looks a little weird. Looks a little funny.
I'm trying to recall like the last ones because I know the first one is like obviously, you know, over the head. Second one, nothing because it's in the theater. Third one is Cotton, but he gets stabbed too. No, he gets slashed. How does Roman die in the third one again? Not third one, Cotton.
Yeah, you should have told me where Sydney was. It was an easy game or something like that. And then, yeah, it was
stabs him. He just stabs him, and then in the fourth one, it's the fucking multiple openings is retarded. And then the fifth one,
yeah, flipped around. The bitch gets flipped around, then fucking just a stab.
And Scream 5 is a slash too.
Yeah, Scream 5 and Scream 6 both have the same.
The slash, yeah.
No.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty.
So that's cool. Opening. We haven't seen a killer unmask themselves, even if it's not the real killer. That was fucking crazy. Right off the bat, like, they don't do that. So that was cool. And it was a nice little fake out for us because we were like, what
in the theaters, like, what the fuck is happening right now?
are we going to know who the killer is the whole fucking movie? Like, that's something different. Like, everybody's wanting something different.
Yeah.
And they deliver on that quite a bit, but yeah, anyway. What did I say? Oh. And there's 2 fucking openings to this. So you get that one, the fake out, and then you also get this one with him in the apartment and his buddy fucking slashed in the fridge. And then there's your real killer. And his mask it's old.
Yeah.
It's an old mask. It looks cracked and shit. And I can't help but think that they didn't see the success of Halloween 2018 and think that they should do that themselves.
Ah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they definitely could.
If Halloween didn't do it, it'd be a little cooler. It does look cool.
Like the all like aged and
but I just
whatever.
feel like because it's so close to 2018 that I'm like, hey, you got that from 2018, bro. You know? But it's cool. Whatever. It still is tight that they use the old masks, even though it doesn't work out to their advantage. But
even then, I do believe that it was the detective that did all the killing in the first one.
yeah.
Because he's wearing the oldest, like, Billy's mask is like the oldest fucking mask out there, aside from Stu's. But I don't think Ethan will be able to do anything because he's at the party. So I'm assuming that has to be the dad.
And Quinn's fucking at the apartment.
Yeah,
They
so
have
it's the dad.
alibis.
It's the dad at the
Yes.
apartment doing all that shit, wearing
Yep.
Billy's mask and stuff like
It's
that.
Bailey. And Bailey likes to fuck people up.
No, yeah, he's fucking brutal.
He says that Sam's a killer, motherfucker.
I know, right?
We have the ladder scene. The ladder scene is one of the most intense and suspenseful and tension-filled chases we've ever seen. Because it adds another element. Like, you have to walk across this fucking ladder, or you have to crawl across this ladder. Some
Yeah.
are stabbed, some aren't. And Ghostface is on the other end, about to fuck your life up because you can either die, you can either die from a stab or you die from falling off a fucking ladder.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have the ladder scene. The ladder scene, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. When they have to crawl across the ladder while Ghostface is on their ass. What did you like about it, James?
I like the suspense from it, especially because like the Ghostface is breaking in from the door, and they had a blockade on the door, and they're trying to block him from coming in, and they're all trying to like go and like that, and I'm just like thinking, you have Mindy and you have the girlfriend's name. I forgot the girlfriend's name every single time. Is Annika or some shit like that?
Yeah,
Whatever
so.
it is. They're both fucked up, and then you have Sam who's not fucked up, and you're like, okay, why don't you just send those two first? You're not wounded. You hold the fucking door closed.
Right.
But I guess for
We'll
plot,
get into that more in the negatives because we have some stuff to say about that whole scene.
yeah. So for plot armor, I'm assuming they just decided to send Sam on her merry way,
Right.
and then obviously Mindy and Annika are left behind, and then Mindy goes after Sam is safely across, and then obviously Annika gets fucking the shit end of the stick.
Yeah, not only does she get stabbed, but it gets dragged up.
Oh my god, like a fucking sea, dude. It's just that's just
It's
so
dragged up
nasty.
and then curved. And then after that, she has to hold her guts in and fucking go in the other room and wait forever because Pretty Boy's got to get the ladder across. Once they get the ladder across, Sam goes first.
Yeah.
She gets across easy. And then Mindy's saying, you go first because you're all cut up. And she's like, no. It's all the sentimental fucking bullshit. She ends up leaving her. Mindy kisses her, goes across. She gets across just fine. Then it comes down to Annika. Ghostface is busting through. There's a fucking... And I would have put more shit in front of the door. That's all I'm saying.
Put the fucking bed, put the dresser, put all that shit in front of the door.
Everything goes in front of the door.
Yeah,
you know
fuck
what I mean?
that.
This one dresser, I hope it holds later. And then she crawls across. Then it's down to Annika. Annika sitting there holding her guts in, and then she tries to go across, and then she's... Which I don't get, because I feel like your adrenaline would be outrageous at that point.
Yeah, you'd be like,
If you're good
fight
enough
or
to be
flight.
talking,
Fight or flight would kick
you
in.
are stabbed and slit up like a C
Yeah.
in your fucking gut. and you could talk and say all these witty, say something more positive, all these like little like witty things, but your dumb ass can't crawl across the fucking ladder when it comes. She's like, I can't. Like she's scared of heights or something like that. It's like, bitch, yes you can.
You're already there.
You have everything in you right now to go. Everything should tell you go. Everyone else made it. That's fine.
Yeah.
And you're the only dumbass that needs it, like more than anybody. And you're sitting there saying you can't. No, you'd be like with your guts hanging out. You wouldn't be holding them anymore. You'd be, you know.
I'd be trying my hardest to fucking go across. And then yeah, like I said, she gets the shit out of the stick, and the ghost face breaks through. Fucking sees somebody
ladder like an asshole.
Yeah. It's like two friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a group of friends crossing something, and they're just fucking messing with them, like dumbass.
Yeah, because he was at first
he's like testing the waters, like.
He just keeps doing it.
And then eventually that bitch falls off, and fucking dude slams her head in the fucking dumpster, and
They
it's
show that shit. Her face is all fucking dented up.
dude, watching it in theaters and then seeing it now is so intense and so disgusting. I'm like, ugh.
It's a new kill. It's a good kill.
Yeah.
That was clever. That was very clever.
There's a lot of new things you see in this movie. That they definitely just try some stuff new. Which honestly, it's cool to have the same, the same thing over and over, like the phone calls in the beginning, all that shit. But try new stuff. And with this movie, they definitely tried new things, and it kind of works, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. We were super excited that they were trying new shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, I was actually excited to see like where it was gonna go if that motherfucker was a real Ghostface, and we just knew the whole time.
Yeah.
Like how, but we didn't know who the other guy was or something. You know, that would have been, that was interesting. But whatever, they kind of threw it away. Next, we have the Ghostface Shrine, my friend.
Yes.
That beautiful theater. It's a theater.
It's in the theater.
A beautiful theater of history, of sweet history. Like James said, has every kill that's ever happened.
Every victim, every killer, everything that has to do.
Even the TV that smashed Stu's head.
Yes,
is in there.
Down to the little details. It's crazy how much the amount of detail they put.
The littlest details.
Littlest details.
Yeah, everything looked great, and I thought it was real.
That's what I thought too. I thought every prop there was real, but it turns out it all was made from scratch.
So, but even that is super impressive.
Yeah,
they had all that. The only thing I didn't like is like Billy's knife still has some like jelly on it. like he just fucking stabbed somebody, and it's like no.
That shit should be more dried or something.
Yes, it shouldn't be all shiny like that. But at the same time, it was still a cool scene, and it's like I would love to be in a room where that shit is.
Like everything.
If there was a place set up just like that, like horror nights or something like that.
Like a museum of everything. Yeah.
And you just walk in there and see all this shit, and oh yeah, dude, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Like it was impressive, and it was also like, because Scream has a lot, especially Scream 6. Like they have to kiss the old school movies' asses all the fucking time, and how are they gonna do it here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bam. You know, usually it's the stab movies that are referencing fucking
the older past movies from before.
But now we have fuck the stab movies. We're gonna get done with those, and we're gonna go right to this. You know, to where it's actually everything that's ever happened in real life on display for you.
So fucking meta, but it's so cool at the same time.
And it turns out that was all Richie shit.
Yeah.
And Detective Bailey got it all for him. And then he put that studio or that theater in the dumbasses' names that were gonna kill Sam and Tara.
Yep. Pretty smart move, actually.
Yeah, but Gail's too smart. Gail figured that shit out quick. She's like, I know exactly where this is.
Well, she knew where it was. She knows the names they were under, but she didn't know that Detective Bailey put, the theater under their names.
But I love how she tells Kirby, it's like, it's investigative journalism. Like, we forget that investigative part. You know what I mean?
You dumb bitch.
I'm figuring it out, too. That's what I do. But yeah, the shrine, sick as fuck. We do get a glimpse of Ghost Dad again there.
Yeah. That I put that as a negative, but yeah, honestly, bringing back Ghost Dad Billy was kind of
stupid.
And for some reason, in this movie, it kind of makes I don't know. I kind of like it more.
Just have the hoodie and the voice. You can just have the Reaper thing. It was there. It was all set up, and you could just zoom in on the darkness of the hood, like the inside of the hood, and just have the voice. Just have the voice. You know what you should do. You know, you need to pick up that knife and clear this whole fucking place out. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. You know, getting support from your fucking dead serial killer dad is weird enough, but it works with Sam's situation because she's a badass.
She's like, I honestly think they were kind of hinting that she's like a little bit psychotic, a little bit.
Well, when she told her therapist that she enjoyed it,
she liked fucking stabbing.
that it felt right. Mm-hmm. Not that she enjoyed it. Yeah, she said that it felt right. And I believe her because these assholes, they want to inflict so much pain and bullshit on other people that aren't, they're just trying to live normal lives. And these motherfuckers come in like, ha, what's your favorite scary movie? And it's like, bitch, why you gotta fuck up my life? You know what I mean?
Real.
So they deserve to get the ultimate. Okay, you want to see what it's like, motherfucker? And she can snap. So I do like the idea of her being Billy's kid. I just don't need to see Billy again. The voice is enough because it looks shitty every time.
The aging, yeah. It's
every
bad.
time. They don't have the money to do decent de-aging, so they just try to make his face look younger, and it's like, dude, you look so much whiter.
I don't even think they did any de-aging. They just kind of fixed his hair the way that he looks in the first movie, and they kind of just went with it.
They tried.
So they tried their best. I mean, props for them trying, but yeah, it was just, yeah, this year just kept his voice, his voice in there.
Yeah, the voice is enough. You'll get it.
Yeah.
She already spilt the beans. We already know she's Billy's kid. So you don't even do that anymore. Like, just a voice would have been enough. I'm just hearing voice, and that's even more believable. Not that you're seeing things, but like that you,
I'm hearing his voice. I'm hearing
crazy people hear shit, you know? And so that would be even more believable that I'm hearing this voice. I don't know what it is, but it's telling me to kill, and it turns out to be her dad. And, you know, like, yeah, sometimes I feel like they rushed this one a little too quick. I know they were trying to just it got greenlit before Scream 5 even came out. So they must have had complete faith that Scream 5 was going to do good. It's crazy. So they went right in production right after Scream 5, and might have needed a couple of years. And we would have waited, and it would have been great, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. I got to piss. We're going to have to cut.
Okay.
You have to piss?
Yeah.
Okay, coming next we have Dewey's beautiful, beautiful theme.
Very, very emotional moment.
And it plays well because it's when Gail is talking to Sam.
Yeah.
About, like, you know, fuck family, you don't really need
about the mom, like, where's your mom and all this and shit like that. And so they were having a whole conversation, a whole, like, emotional moment. I feel like in this one they definitely bonded more.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, obviously Sydney is not present, so you gotta have, like, the Gale and Blank, you know, they have, like, those legacy characters, and since they survived the movie, they're technically legacy characters.
And since Dewey's not here, you need to do something. So I really did appreciate, because I'm still so
bitter about Dewey dying.
Dewey dying, man. It is not cool. It's still not cool.
No.
And for him to still have a part in this movie, that was cool. I appreciate it.
A little plug, and then a little.
And you got those drawings of him.
Yeah, and I have an actual photo of him. So referencing to my fact that I said earlier was that for the, like, other victims, like Scream 4 or Scream 3 victims, whatever, they didn't have actual photographs because they didn't have the rights to the actors. For Dewey or David Arquette, I guess they did ask him or something, or he gave him the permission to use his photo. So they're like, all right, and then they have an actual photo and a drawing of him. And also his body laying there in drawing too. Yeah, they say, and it shows how he died and stuff. It's crazy. So the whole shrine was actually pretty cool. But so the fact that they brought him back in spirit with this theme is, you know, again, pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty emotional watching it in theaters, watching it now. So it's kind of cool.
But thank you for paying respect to the late. Was it? What's his last name?
Dwight Riley.
Dwight Riley.
Dewey. Fuck
AKA
Dwight.
Dewey.
Yeah.
Anyway. R.I.P. bro. Well, I have Gail gets a call. We've never seen that before.
Yeah, surprisingly. And that was also another fact I was going to bring up too. Apparently Gail and Roger Jackson are the two people now officially have been in Scream since the beginning. So from Scream 1 in 96 up until Scream 6 in 23 or 22, 23, they Gale and Roger Jackson have all appeared in every movie.
Wow.
It would have been Sydney too, but she declined this movie. So
Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
yeah.
But Gail finally gets a call. And she tells Brian McKnight to go call the cops while she's on the phone. And yeah, she's already moved on. It's kind of weird. But you know what I thought was cool, though? Was because Dewey mentioned in Scream 5 that she was in New York.
Yeah.
And he couldn't cut it out there.
So that
for her
was the
being-
apartment.
So it makes sense that they would take the story to New York. You know?
Oh, you're right. Holy shit.
Right?
Yeah.
So everybody's in New York, and it makes sense that everybody's there. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if they planned that, but it seems like it. And then we get the chase scene in the apartment
Yeah.
following the call. And apparently this is Quinn. We'll get into it, but yeah, she gets the boyfriend, throws him through the fucking wall or the shelf, chases Gale like a motherfucker.
First of all, grabs his ass, fucking brings him back, stabs him,
Yeah.
and then proceeds to throw him through the bookshelf. I'm like,
yeah.
dude, this guy. I mean, we're gonna get more into that soon, but I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way. There's no way that's possible. But then again, I do have something to mention about that too. But we'll get to
In the
that when we
negatives?
get there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get there when we get there.
But the scene itself is pretty cool. Like, the chase scene is tight, and we needed more chase scenes because in the last one, we were talking about how there's, like, 0.
Yeah.
So for this one to actually have a chase scene, and a decent one, a few of them, but this one's tight. This one in the bodega, I think, kind of take the... Oh, and the ladder scene. Yeah, they really amped up... Yeah, there's a lot
Intensity.
there's good chase scenes in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, run through the whole fucking apartment. It's a big-ass apartment because Gale has to be somewhat rich, right? So,
She has money.
yeah, so it makes sense. And yeah, we think Gale's out for the count in this one, but she survives this. But I mean, if it would have happened, I don't think I'd be too sad. I think it felt right.
I definitely feel like if she was to die at that moment where she got stabbed, because, the whole scene where she shoots through the door and then she comes out, and then that little funny moment where she's like, all right, hold on. And she fucking holds the call and she calls the Ghostface back, and then he's in the closet.
Go,
Huh? It's like, and then shoots through the fucking door. Like, that part was kind of smart. And then, they fight, and then she starts trying to, like, stab her, and she's like fucking backing up because she stabs her already.
Yeah.
And then they break through the glass table, and then she sees the knife, she starts stepping on him and grabs the knife, but then she has it in her other hand and fucking stabs her in the side. And then they play the music. Oh, like the music gets more intensified. Yeah. Like, and then in that moment, you're thinking, oh fuck, like, dude, she's gonna get it too.
Yeah, she's
If
done.
I kind of forgot that she survived, but if it would have been up in the air, they totally could have, like, written her out. Like, okay, she died then, or she survived and then she came into Scream 7. But they confirmed she's alive. But if she would have died then, it would have been like an okay.
'Cause she even said, tell Sydney he didn't get me.
He didn't get me.
He didn't get me.
And she died because she bled out, but not because of a stab. So, I mean, if she would have died then, it would have been kind of cool. So then, they both, Dewey and Gale, would have both,
Yeah.
respectively, rest in peace together. But, she's still alive, so who knows? Maybe she might appear in Scream 7. So
Yeah. But Gale getting a call
was definitely, it's long overdue.
Yeah.
Which, quote from the movie, was long overdue because she's never gotten a call until now. Almost fucking like 20-something years later, she's never gotten a call.
I know. It almost, like, I was like, no
It's kind of
shit.
weird. Like, no shit. Yeah, it's weird.
So, and before we go on, I'm going to do my own little unmasking right now.
Oh, no.
One reveal, because I'm hot as fuck.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. What?
There it is, folks. I have cancer. But it's hot as a motherfucker in here, so it's actually not. It's actually cold, but these Pepsis are really getting me.
This apple juice is really getting me, too.
Anywho, okay, so Gale. Okay, so now we also have the two ghost faces fucking up Chad. We've never seen two ghost faces at the same time fucking somebody up. So to have two of them on screen, I don't think we've had two on screen before like that.
Actually, to be honest, no. Which also kind of brings up another fact I was going to bring up, but it didn't make the cut until now. When they filmed Scream 6 and they had the two ghost faces fucking up Chad, when Paramount was making the trailer for Scream 6, they had that moment or that scene where when they cleaned the knives after they cut up Chad. They had it in the trailer, and then Radio Silence had to come out and beg them. They said that they begged Paramount to not have that scene in the trailer because they wanted to keep it surprise for the movie.
Very good Radio
Because obviously, it's a pretty bad. I'm like, even now, I'm like, even though I fucking hate this reveal and I kind of fucking hate the Ghostface killers in this movie, that part where after they kept stabbing him and they come up and they do the knife clean and sync. It is pretty badass.
It's badass.
But I kind of respect the fact that, the Radio Silence told Paramount not to have it in the trailer because they want to keep it for the movie and make it special. So that's what they said.
It's powerful because not only do we get two ghost faces in the same scene fucking somebody up, but it's right after Chad and Tara finally fucking lock lips. Yep. She's like, you can keep going if you want, or something like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
She's like, you can stick your finger in if you want. Wiggle it a little bit. Chad's like, sure, you want me to? And then she gets stabbed right in the fucking back. And then Chad beats the shit out of Ghostface. I love Chad.
Unlocked some sort of fucking hidden potential rage inside him.
Yeah, and we'll get to why this didn't happen at the apartment.
Yeah.
A little later on, but for right now, yeah, it's cool to see the two ghost faces in action at the same time, fucking them up, and then do the clean the blade
in sync. That's what I'm saying. That part in the little, and it's pretty badass.
They just hope to God they never cut themselves doing that shit. Fuck.
Stops blood.
You go get him.
Fuck, man.
Goddamn, I'm hammered. Tara killing Ethan.
Yes.
What a badass scene. Because Ethan's a piece of shit. I never liked this guy through the whole fucking movie. Yeah,
the whole time. Even though like he didn't really do anything wrong, I feel like there was just something about him that was like, dude, they're fucking douchebag. There was something about him I didn't like either, too.
Well, I had Econ. Ask 100. I was there with 100 people. Ask him.
And or he was like at the end where he's like, I always wanted to stick something in you, Tara. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
And his reasoning for wanting to kill Chad, it felt so good to kill him because he was a alpha and all this kind of shit. And it's just like, dude,
literally named Chad.
The first time we saw you was with Chad at a party, and he was trying to hook you up with a chick.
Yeah, he was like your wingman. He wasn't even trying to like.
And then he went and protected Tara. So it's like,
how's he? Yeah, it didn't make any sense. So
he just comes off as a weak little bitch. And he deserves everything he got. And Tara was one to deliver it to him.
Fucking stabbed him in the mouth.
In the mouth. And he's like,
Also, then what's kind of.
And then she twisted the motherfucker.
You know what's kind of crazy too? From the beginning of Scream 6, after the whole like frat party shit, and then they're all talking, Tara and Sam were talking, and she's like, "You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go." Yeah. I thought that was like foreshadowing the ending. It was, but I thought it meant like, I thought she was gonna die in this movie.
Oh.
Because she's like hanging on at the end where she's like hanging on because Detective Bailey shoots the gun.
Yeah.
And then she's there hanging on, but Sam got sliced in the arm, so the blood's dripping out her arm, and Tara couldn't hold on. She's like, "You gotta let me go." So I thought, oh fuck, she's gonna let her go, and then she's gonna die or something. Yeah. But then turns out she looked up the knife, and then she handed the knife. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fucking smart. So from the beginning up until the end, she's like, "You gotta let me go." And then that's what she meant. And then turned out full circle.
Full goddamn circle.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That shit blows my mind. Then, it's almost a whole year, too. Last year, when we saw it in theaters, up until right now, shit still blows my mind. I'm like, dude, they fucking... So, there is some smart writing into this, but there's some things that obviously will be mentioned previously. It just
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
But, in conclusion, everything so far is pretty decent writing.
Yeah, not only does she like put the knife in his fucking mouth and then turn it, but then she also says, what'd she say? Now die a fucking virgin.
Yeah.
No, die a fucking virgin.
And then, and then I put after that, I have it as a positive, but then when Sam tells Quinn, "Looks like you're down another brother." I'm like, God damn. What a way to add insult to injury. You're just fucking your other brother is dead, and now like, well, we thought Ethan was dead, so it's like killing Ethan.
Yeah.
But when she says that line, I'm like, "Looks like you're down another brother." I'm like, oh shit.
It's fucked up.
It's so fucked up. But I kind of like because you're on her side. When Sam, like, at first she's annoying, kind of, but when she does, like, crazy shit like this, like stabbing people a bunch of times or saying, like, crazy shit like that, you're on her side more now. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, we need that Billy side of her.
Yeah.
Just to be completely fucked up and ruthless and not give a shit when it comes down to it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, okay. Well, that's it for the meat and potatoes.
Yep.
Now we gonna get into some negatives.
And, there's not a lot. There are some things, again, keep quoting myself from before. I don't like shitting on these movies because it is one of our favorite franchises of all time.
True.
But again, there are just some things that we noticed that we just did not like.
Yeah.
But just want to make that a little disclaimer. Just because we're saying these negatives doesn't mean that we're shitting on the movie completely.
No, these are negatives, and you can't overlook them. So there's...
You can't. And then also, too, it's pretty much the entire movie up until a certain point was all positives. We liked it from the beginning up until
Gail's apartment.
Gail's up until then, I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
And it's not even Gail's apartment until you see it the second time, because when you watch it the second time, you already know who the killer is in this scene.
Yeah.
And it's Quinn, and it just makes zero, like, what? Like, Gail's boyfriend, they should have made a little guy or something.
Someone smaller.
It can't be this big black dude that's fucking, like, huge.
Huge guy.
He would be a heavyweight if there was boxing.
That dude's probably like fucking like 6-something, 200 and something pounds, like muscular guy. Like he would.
Almost like me. No way this little girl could have fucking done that.
No, there's no fucking way.
It's not about like, tough girl, anything. Like she's just smaller. There's no way she could physically throw this guy through a bookshelf.
Like grab his ass.
No.
Around the corner, fucking stab him a bunch of times, throw him across. Like, yeah, like how the fuck? Like there's no, and that's what I'm saying. When I said earlier how I wanted to bring it up and back then until now. So apparently the directors, so Matt Fenichini and fucking Tyler Gillett,
yes,
or whatever the fuck their names are, the directors people of Radio Silence, whatever the fuck, they knew from Scream 5 people were bitching about Amber killing Dewey. And so they wanted to drag along that, that fakeness, basically. So they knew people were pissed that Amber killed Dewey.
Yeah, I saw something with behind the scenes with them, and they were saying that like Ghostface is just Ghostface.
Yeah. So
don't worry about the size when it's and it's like, come on.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So they knew.
Cop-out.
So basically, like they were kind of like memeing. Basically, they were like trolling us. Basically, like they knew that it pisses off that Amber killed Dewey in Scream 5. So they wanted to rub it more in our faces. Oh yeah. So fucking Quinn is fucking killed Gail's boyfriend. I think his name Brooks or some shit like that. That's what it said, like Brooks.
I don't know, the black guy.
I don't know. Yeah, well, Gail's new boyfriend, or now ex-boyfriend because he's dead now.
She couldn't give a shit.
No, she did not. Even if it's in the phone call, too. All those muscles for nothing. It's like, yeah, clearly.
Yeah, well,
dead as fuck. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of funny.
So that's a stretch that's Quinn. And she even admits to it at the end. She said,
yeah.
That was her, and then I guess she carried another mask on her too, because that's also her in the subway that stabs Mindy.
Yeah.
But the Ghostface mask there is a new one. It doesn't have any marks on it, or else I'd give it away. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's some stuff that's left out just to have a clever part in the movie, Like, let's have the subway scene, okay, but he's got to blend in with other Ghostface, so how do we do that? Oh, we're going to have to make sure that it's a new... But then the mask thing, you make it clear that you want these masks to have a meaning in here.
Because they're living behind every place.
And then you have it, you let it go for this scene right here, just to have a cool scene. It fucks up the story,
It kind of does.
It does, and the believability, because this guy's clearly tall. In Gail's apartment, Quinn she's small, dude. She's little. I mean, you would see a little tiny Ghostface probably tripping over the fucking Reaper costume. You know what I mean?
If anything, they could have kept the fucked up, aged Ghostface mask because you saw throughout the movie.
That would have been better. Like if you saw like a Ghostface, like somebody in a Halloween costume wearing a normal one, and you kept seeing it like move around, and then when it pops up into Mindy's face, it's the fucking old one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Because like you saw through the entire movie, people wearing a Ghostface mask, but like different variations. So they have like a colored one, they have like a new one, whatever the fuck. They could have had the old, aged one, and it would have. I don't think I would have noticed, or anyone else would have noticed, the entire time.
Or you have like multiple old ones in there.
Yeah, or multiple old ones. Yeah, exactly.
Just to make it more believable. Because when you have, you're making it such a big deal about these masks, and then we get to this one and they have a brand new one on, and then just like, why is the brand new one on? It doesn't make sense. So,
yeah.
So I'm gonna rewind a little bit, and I'm gonna say that at the end of the movie, all of a sudden everybody's badass. No one's taking any shit anymore. Everyone's gonna kick the shit out of Ghostface. Chad beats the shit out of Ghostface. Sam has had enough. She's gonna kill every motherfucker there.
Yeah.
Even Tara fucking slams a brick into Quinn's face, and she kills Ethan. I always fucking confuse. Anyway.
It doesn't matter. He's dead anyway.
Anyway, that guy. So they've already been through this. So in the first time they get attacked in the apartment, when they're all there at the apartment, and there's one fucking Ghostface there, and there's all these people that have already been through this. You have badass Chad and you have badass Sam. Why didn't they could have fought him off. Why were you scared of one guy? There's 5 of you, 4 of you, something like that. I mean, there's a gang of people here. You could take down one guy. You know what I mean? Especially once that bitch gets stabbed, Annika or whatever. When she gets stabbed against the fridge, right?
Yeah, cause like the Ghostface
or the fireplace
slice Mindy, and then she's like, "Get off her! Don't touch her! Whatever the fuck!" And she's like trying to help her, and she's all defensive, and then he fucking just chokes her like that. She's like looking at fucking mean old face, like she's like trying to give like a little dog face, like whatever, trying to act all hard and shit, and he fucking picks her up and slams her against the fireplace and fucking stabs her. Yeah, and then it's like an all dramatic moment. Then they could have fucking ganged up on him and whatever. But then again, to be fair,
Sam was already, because Sam and Tara have already been attacked at this point, right?
Before the bodega scene.
This is before the bodega? This is after bodega.
It's after. Well, I'm saying they've already been attacked already.
Yeah, they've already been attacked.
Yeah.
And Sam was ready to fuck somebody up on the street when she had the call. Because Tara was like, don't answer that shit.
Because it was Richie.
Right. And Sam, she was like, nah, I'm going to do it. She's like, where are you? You know,
trying to act all hard.
Getting all crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got like, she's ready to fuck somebody up. So like, where did that go in here? Why did Sam run? Sam wouldn't run. She wouldn't run.
Well, she went to go look for a weapon, and then the knives were gone.
And then she ran.
Oh yeah, she did run.
And she's the one that that grabs the ladder from the other side. And then Chad and Tara take off.
Smart. They should just kept running.
Chad's already had enough. He wants to fuck people up. Even with Frankie, he's like, I wanted to get a couple shots in, But when it comes down to it, you fucking bail. I get like pushing Tara out and being like, go run. I got this. Me and Sam got this. You could have fucked, because that had to be. Who do you think that was? Do you think that was Ethan, or do you think that was Detective?
It was the
Bailey?
old. I honestly feel like the people that we see in the movie are the masks that they had at the reveal. So I feel like in the beginning, in the opening scene, it was Detective Bailey, because they had the oldest mask there, which is Billy's mask. It was him. And then at the bodega scene, I think it was the same thing. It was Billy's mask, so got to be Detective Bailey. And then at the apartment, it was kind of aged too, so I think it had to be Detective Bailey again. I feel like at those it was him right there. Because Quinn's were already dead. Ethan was at Econ, and then they confirmed it later on in the movie. They confirmed that he was at Econ, or what the fuck it was called. Yeah. So it had to be Detective Bailey that was fucking everyone. And honestly, I believe, that makes sense. Him fucking everybody up, because he's a cop, he's a veteran cop, whatever the fuck.
He know how to use the gun, the shotgun.
Yeah, he fucked everyone up. So I feel like that's believable.
That bodega scene's bad.
That is a very badass scene.
That's a badass scene. Okay. All right. So yeah, they should have kicked their ass or kicked that Ghostface's ass. There's no reason not to. And Mindy could have put more shit in front of the door. The bitch that was stabbed should have went first. Or get on somebody's back or something.
And I'm saying, like, it's even though it happened so early on, they could have done a little fighting.
That would have been cool if Mindy would have died there. Okay, so if let's say we do the back thing. Sam's strong. She can carry her. She's a little girl anyway.
Yeah.
Put Annika on Sam's back. Sam takes her across, right? And Mindy's like, go, 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 I got it. And she gets fucking, her throat slit or something, like right outside the window, and the Ghostface just like holds her head out and just fucking like that. You think someone's gonna fall off the ladder, but no one ever does. And yeah, and then Mindy dies right there. How much more meaningful is that?
It would have, I think, and then Chad.
And then Annika survives, and she could carry on, and it's emotional. Like you.
See, you know what I'm saying? Like in that perspective, it would be really cool. But then again, when it comes to these movies, you gotta have a Randy counterpart.
But Randy died in the second one. This could be the Randy in the second one.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Mind blown. Exactly. Damn, I didn't even think about that. He fucking got it. That's crazy. Yeah, is the second. They're following.
Somebody should have died.
Someone in that core.
And it should have been Mindy.
Yeah.
And then you have, Chad already, and then Chad then you could push that thing with Chad surviving at the end. He's the new Dewey. He gets close called every time, because the second time, he got fucking attacked the first time, survives.
Fucking cut in the leg and shit, fucking major artery in their leg and survives.
And then the second one, again, stabbed a gazillion times. And
He got stabbed a million times.
And survives. So, yeah, that would have... Okay, maybe,
and then
maybe didn't make it. So
and then he would have been the Dewey because maybe I mean if they were to continue Scream 7, they could have had him have like a limp or some shit,
Something, yeah. And then you have in the next one you have Tara and Chad together.
They're like the
you see
Gale
pictures of Mindy and Randy on the mantle now and stuff like that.
They totally kind of got in some sort of direction, whatever. Yeah. Damn.
I'm kind of over Mindy, to be honest.
Because we had Randy, we have like these knowledgeable movie buffs already from the beginning, so I think we already kind of know. I feel like everyone should be a movie buff or something, at least have some sort of knowledge of like what the fuck is going on, and not just honest, one person holding all the knowledge.
And her new thing with we're in a franchise, I was kind of like, let's just stop with that. We're done with that. We're done with we're in a requel. We're into this.
I think that. I feel like they should not have the meta thing anymore.
We're done with that
because we already know, we're knowledgeable as fans. We should already know this shit's already meta. So it doesn't need to be more in your fucking face than it already is.
I like how stab wasn't a big thing this time.
It wasn't.
It was the
because that was a motive for Scream 5. And now they can't. It's like beating off a dead horse.
And stab and Scream 4.
Yeah.
Same thing. They're stab nuts. You know what I mean?
Again, beating off a dead horse.
Stab 3 was huge. Duh. In Scream 3.
Beating off a dead horse.
We're done with stab. You know what I mean? So that is done now. So I like how they went in a whole
in a different direction. That's what I'm saying. So and that way, yeah, it definitely separates the rest of the movies from Scream 6. But again, I feel like the whole having a Randy counterpart is just definitely overplayed, and I feel like that would have been the right decision to either kill someone off in this movie if the stakes were high, because now this is the last we're gonna see of these characters, or potentially might see of these characters, because if you guys don't know what's going on, Melissa Barrera is fired from the movie because she fucking supported Israel or some shit like that, and then Jenna Ortega followed right behind her because she's like, that's fucking stupid. So I'm assuming they're not going to hire the rest of the people. She says
it's because of scheduling conflicts, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean...
Anyway, so everything's falling off right now, so I doubt they're going to continue with the storyline right now, so they're going to start fresh. They could have fucking went all out in this movie, at least, Kill Mindy, kill Gale, fucking go out with a bang or something. Or maybe not, maybe don't kill Gale.
Kill somebody.
Or maybe kill one of the new people And then maybe keep Gale and now in Scream 7, maybe finally, if Kevin Williamson is actually going to continue his thing, maybe in Scream 7, Gale is the main focus now in Scream 7. And then end it fucking there or some shit. Or Sydney and Gale or something,
It
you know?
really sucks that, like, like, we're never going to get those movies that you talk about because I think they would be... I'm just saying, these are good, but I think those would be better. That's all.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just one continuous story, like, just bam, bam, bam. Yeah. Fuck. And I don't even know if Kevin would have fucking killed Dewey. Like, we might still have Dewey. Why would you kill him?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I'm still pissed.
I feel like in Scream 7, they totally could have just kept
I'm sick of it.
Dewey, Gale, and Sydney. Just kept the three of them.
Yeah.
And it ended with them.
And Cotton. Cotton's alive. If Jack had survived that.
For sure. Oh, he did
Cotton's
get stabbed in the heart, no?
Yeah, he did. Okay, we're going to move on to... Gale could have stayed in that fucking room.
Well, we were watching Scream 6. It was positives.
Up until place.
Yeah, that scene where the moment where Gale apartment scene happened, that was where, like, it kind of fell off for us. Because, dude, there's, like, so many fucking things wrong with that. Quinn killing the boyfriend. Also, I put as a negative that when she's like, call the police.
Yeah.
Her phone was right fucking there. You couldn't use her fucking cell phone to call the police. Why the fuck do you have to walk off screen? You're gonna finish. The boyfriend winds up fucking dying. The whole scene. She goes into the closet, brings out the gun, shoots to the fucking door.
She's so smart to lock the door, get the gun. She has a gun.
Yeah.
She blasts through the door, like, as you should. And then she just gets all brave all of a sudden and decides, like, that's why I'm going to shoot you in the fucking head. And then she opens the door and goes out there and tries to... Ghostface could be anywhere, bitch.
Yeah.
He's been lying to you. Oh, he got me. Oh, maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
Doing all that shit. And then, then she goes out there like she's going to go, I'm going to find this motherfucker. It's like, you've been through this so many times, Gale, that it's almost as dumb as Dewey not shooting the motherfucker in the head in the last one. It's just as dumb. So if not more dumb.
I feel like, in that case, I feel like if she would have died right there, it would have been...
her dumbass fault.
Basically, yeah, something like Dewey in Scream 5.
Yeah.
His dumbass fault for going back to shoot Amber in the head.
And then she Star 69's ass, which is great. You know what I mean?
Funny as fuck.
Smart. Because, when she's like, can you hold on for a second? What? She hangs up. That was funny. It was good. It was a nice way to break tension and also just like smart on Gale's part. Because then she... the thing, and why would this motherfucker have the ringer on? You dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, you're Ghostface. Silent, bitch. Vibrate, at least. But you're gonna have your ringer on? Are you stupid?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And anyways, and then she blasts the closet where she hears the fucking ring. And she only blasts it like 3 times, though. Unload the clip, bitch.
Yeah, I would have been fucking
I think you got more bullets in there. I know you got more bullets in there. Go get another magazine. Fucking keep going.
Yeah, I would just fucking keep...
and then all around.
And then just leave to the fucking door. I would have fucking dipped. I'm like, fuck this shit, you know?
But once again, Ghostface either got shot in the vest, never in the head, never in the leg. It's always in the vest, right?
Fucking pop that bitch in the kneecaps.
I know. Ends up popping out, stabbing her. Gun falls out of her hand. And then I think Gale flips her Ghostface into the coffee table, right?
They had a little scuffle, yeah.
And Gale flips him into her into the coffee table. Glass breaks everywhere. She thinks he's knocked out. Tries to get the knife.
Steps on the wrist to get the knife.
Stab the motherfucker, and I'm like, yeah, Gale, yeah. And then Ghostface picks up a piece of the glass that broke and fucking
stabs her in the armpit.
She should bleed out in like fucking seconds.
For sure.
You stab an armpit, you're fucking dead. Like, you're dead. You're dead. So, I mean, but that's actually kind of smart though, because the paramedic did say like there's nothing, like she doesn't feel a pulse. And that would happen. Like, you bleed out so quick. Like, if your dick gets cut off,
she
or
did?
if you get stabbed.
I thought she said she felt a weak pulse.
Is that what she said?
I thought I heard she said weak pulse.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. Either way, That is true though.
Yeah, like, but in reality though, if you get stabbed like right
it would
here,
be weak,
you're fucked.
or you'd be done.
You're fucked.
You bleed out so quick.
Yeah, there's no way.
Which makes me think, like, why hasn't anybody stabbed more people in the armpit in these movies?
Yeah.
You know?
Or in the fucking eye or the nose.
Okay, and then we have the worst reveals ever.
That was a negative of mine, actually, yeah.
The biggest bummer I've ever had with a Scream movie regarding reveals.
Watching this shit in theaters.
You guys want to talk shit about Roman?
Yeah, the hype for this movie was unreal. We watched Scream 5 in theaters. Fucking liked it.
Riding the wave, Scream 5. Scream is hot again.
Yeah.
Everybody's on Scream's side. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like the 90s all over again. Like, Scream is fucking hot.
And then, yeah, riding that high up until Scream 6, all this shit went down, and then you saw the reveals. This was my little reaction in theaters. Sitting in theaters, like, fucking so intense. Fucking Ethan gets revealed.
Yes.
Fucking the slosh in my seat. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then Quinn.
I couldn't. Yeah.
It was.
Like,
And don't get me wrong.
how are we supposed to believe this?
It's for Quinn. It's kind of mixed. Because like it is kind of smart that they tried writing her off by faking her death.
It is so unbelievable though.
But the reasoning, yeah, and then when Detective Bailey says, "Oh, like a few prosthetics, and then a grieving dad can get away with," I'm like, okay, well then that's fucking dumb because you have a whole ass police department, you have a whole ass team of forensic team, like
yeah, he
like,
just happened
what the
to have
fuck are you doing?
a fresh body,
yeah, like
to swap out with her.
If they found a clever way of mentioning that, or not even mention it at all, or even try to at least show some sort of struggle of her fighting and then dying, then maybe it would have been somewhat clever, you know? Or have her like fucking, how Danny sends a picture to everyone that she's getting attacked from the other.
Yeah.
Have her pop out and fucking fighting, oh shit, and then get stabbed or something and then fucking die right there.
Yeah.
If that would have been the case, and then her popping out as a Ghostface killer, it would have been, oh fuck, we saw her fucking die.
Within fucking seconds, she's laying on the bed, no prosthetics, no makeup, no nothing. And then all of a sudden, the next scene, she's fucking thrown through the door with perfect,
nice,
like face-off style shit,
yeah, knife slit, yeah,
like professional makeup, through the neck, blood everywhere. She looks cut up. She looks dead. Within seconds, you can do that shit because Pretty Boy just saw Ghostface in there. So in that time, they're like the fastest I've ever seen done, and believable for other people that saw it. You know what I mean? It's too much of a stretch, and for him to just be like, yeah, switch out a body and a little prosthetics,
and then
it's amazing what a grieving father can get away with.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So like if they would have found a more clever way to bring that to light, where like again, like have the picture pop up on their phones, like, oh fuck, she's getting attacked, and then have the fight bring out, and then maybe they could have orchestrated like, yo, you're gonna fucking stab me,
Yeah, like
make it put up a fight, and then fucking make it seem like she got fucking killed, then reveal. I mean, that's pissed, but obviously Ethan got revealed. I'm like, well, no shit, he's a new character, new guy, whatever the fuck. Okay, whatever. And then she got revealed. I'm like, what the fuck? And then obviously Detective Bailey. I'm like, okay, you know what? He was kind of like a Richie in this, where like you didn't want it to be him, but
I know what you could have done. You could have had her get stabbed, think she's dead, right? And so everybody believes it, done. And then she goes to the hospital. She gets worked on, stitched up, all that kind of shit. And in that time, because they already know where they're going to stab. They're not going to stab in a vital place that you need that shit, right?
Yeah.
So she'll get switched up, and then you bring her in at the end.
Yeah, or at the hospital.
You
she leaves
in
the hospital. Yeah.
And so and then she's like, she went off on her own will, and she revealed herself as a ghost face at the end.
And I'm saying, like,
right?
There could have been more clever writing to bring her into.
Because what the fuck's gonna happen now? She's gonna live like in your basement the rest of her life?
Because she's fucking dead. They pronounce her dead.
Yeah. So how the fuck is she gonna have a normal life now?
Yeah.
And they're like, ha ha ha! It's like, no, bitch, this is stupid. This makes no fucking... The worst reveal I've ever seen in a fucking Scream movie. And I was severely disappointed because this was climbing up so high on
I'm
my
saying,
fucking
yeah,
list.
Scream 5 come back into not even Scream 5, just Scream 2022 in theaters. When I saw that shit, liked it, and then right into highs of Scream 6, and then again, my little reaction was just fucking just sloshing my chair like, what the fuck, dude? It was so disappointing.
All 3 reveals, by the way, because the first one I got Detective Bailey within fucking minutes of watching this, because they do this thing where Billy wore plaid, Jill wore plaid. Plaid is a sign of a killer. And I was like, okay, so my eyes are peeled for something plaid, right? Right away, what does the detective have on? A plaid tie.
Plaid tie.
And I was like, they're trying to be clever here. It's not a plaid shirt, it's a plaid tie this time. And I was like, I fucking hope it's not him. And then when he said that, like, I could vouch for Quinn, right away, red flags everywhere. I was like, please don't be him. Please surprise me.
Yeah, again, and then when it turns out to be him, like when he's revealed, I'm just like, it's like a Richie moment where like you didn't want
Because
it
I was
to be
almost
him.
convinced when he said Kirby.
Yeah.
When he was like, the
That's
first time I
the-
saw
the
it,
red herring where he's like, oh, she's mentally unstable.
I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She snaps, and then I had this Charlie theory, but it's done because Charlie's pronounced dead.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe they're working together and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I was like, oh shit, it's Kirby, dude. And then and then turns out he's lying, and he's a killer. And I was like, great. And then they try to make it seem like it's so cool that there's fucking 3 killers, and it's like, this does nothing for me. You could have just had 1, and it'd have been more effectful than fucking 3. 3 is a little much because they spend so much time. They always do in Scream, so I can give it a break a little bit. But they always talk too fucking much when the people are right there that you want to kill. And they're like, you didn't know it was
like
us.
the
ha!"
whole like the whole monologue, like
Yeah,
and
it was
then-
our brother, you piece of shit. And they wait till they snap, and they're like, fuck you. What does Tara say? Come on, motherfucker! You know what I mean? And then she bricks fucking Quinn, all that shit. But then, like, you shouldn't even been in a position to where you should have gotten a brick in the face.
No,
You have them.
you have the upper hand.
Tara's this big.
Yeah.
Sam, you got to worry about. Maybe 2 people take on her, 1 person takes on Tara. Something. Mm-hmm. And detective has a gun. You know? It's like, if you really wanted to kill these people, you could do it. I don't know. They just wait too fucking long. Of course, shit goes south, and our heroes get the upper hand. Even when they're stabbed.
Yep.
Tara got stabbed. I mean, that knife is big. We have a prop one. Maybe I should go grab it.
That shit's fucking like.
It's a big knife. It's an actual Ghostface knife, and it's big.
Yeah.
It's big. That shit would have went through Tara. I'm sorry.
Like a fucking piercing.
When she got stabbed through the back, dude, it would have went through me. Like, no problem. I know I'm ripped, but it would have went through me. Bad, dude. Like, all the way through. So, and she's just like, can still fight and walk around fine. Again, we could say this is adrenaline, but we can't because that bitch should have had adrenaline on that ladder, and she didn't.
Nope.
So why you make her so fucking weak? But like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. They stretch a lot of things just to have a cool scene, just to have a cool final act, and it is a cool final act. But at the same time, it's just like very like forgiving writing. You know, you just kind of have to go with it. And we rode the high when we saw this the first time. Dude, we were like, this is my second favorite Scream movie.
This is like, yeah.
This is so up there. Like, we loved it. And then the more we've watched it,
Or you started seeing the flaws and all that stuff.
we've seen it a gang of times now. And every time, once you get to Gil's apartment, it just goes fucking
downhill. Again, the beginning, the opening scene, up until everything, and then right you get to the scene to Gil's apartment, it just all goes downhill.
It's bad. Reveals are bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't buy that Quinn shit. The fact that they're Richie's family, we're doing the family thing again.
Like Scream 2.
It's
So,
just-
so they're kind of following.
but there's so many stupid shit. Like,
yeah.
he just so happened to be able to get transferred there. It is clever how Quinn was hinting at that in the beginning when she was like, yeah, when my brother died, you know, my father wouldn't leave my side. Like, he had to come. He got transferred here because I was here and all that kind of shit. So she was planting seeds already. They gave a couple clues to who it was. But still, they act like Richie's fucking innocent. They're like, you're a killer, Sam. Put it on. You know what I mean? The mask. It's like,
didn't he fucking?
and so is Richie.
Yeah,
and so is Amber. And you're a detective, and you should see that. You know, that's a stretch to believe this shit is real. Like, I think that there was supposed to be a totally another ending here, and I think Nev Campbell not coming back for this one fucked up the ending for this.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely did.
I kind of feel like the opening was the same, but I feel it's just a hunch. I feel that Sydney might have been a vigilante killer. Because people have always said, like, what if Sydney's killer? What if Sydney's killer?
And then that was, I think I've read it somewhere too, where it said something where like, oh, like the whole, like remember in the last video where I said in the fact where she improvised a line, where she said, "I'm Sydney fucking Prescott. Of course I have a gun."
Yeah.
So she kind of knew what, cause she played this character for like almost 20 plus years, so she kind of knows how Sydney Prescott would react to certain situations. So I'm assuming she read the script for Scream 6. She's like, maybe that was the case. Maybe she was a vigilante character.
Maybe they wanted her to be a killer, but like a vigilante killer.
Yeah, and then she's like, this is not what fucking Sydney would do. This is stupid. And she probably dropped out.
Because that first scene, imagine it being Sydney doing that. Like, do you feel like a piece of meat, huh? And then who gives a fuck about movies? You know what I mean?
That sounds like something Sydney would say.
Like, if you're going to be a Batman about it, like, that would be it. Like, you're trying to do justice to these fucks. Like, fuck this. I'm over it. I'm going to stop it before it even starts. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
So I think there might have been, or it could have been Sam. Sam could have been twisted enough to just go take matters in her own hands and, like, stop other Ghostface people from starting. You know, they could have.
If Nev Campbell would have been in this movie.
That's what I'm saying. It could have been either Sam or Sydney.
Yeah.
You know, it would make more sense for Sam, but it'd be more meaningful with Sydney.
Being like a vigilante. But then, yeah, she probably saw the script. She's like, this is bullshit. She would never do this.
Do it.
Yeah.
So, bam. And then they said it was about money, but originally I heard it was about script.
So it's all up in the air.
Yeah.
Even right now, too, because right now everything's fucked. Everything's so fucked right now.
I mean, that was whatever. The whole thing with the countdown with the masks, it doesn't. They make it like it's this big deal, but in reality, it doesn't fucking really matter because they fucked up their own process of it. Because they have, for the majority of the masks that are left behind, except for one, it's the main killer. It's Billy's mask. Or okay,
and the first one was Richie's.
It's Richie's mask.
Yeah.
And then it's Jill's mask.
Jill's and Charlie's.
Because I guess they shared.
I guess they shared it, and it was like the bodega, the scene where the mask was left behind. It was Jill's and Charlie's.
No. Wait.
Yeah, and then at the therapist, it was Roman's.
Oh yeah, and then Roman's is at the therapist. Yeah, and then Roman's is left behind, and then it goes to Nancy. No mention of Mickey's mask.
Nope.
And then it goes to
Stu's
and Billy's. It's just weird that you would leave Mickey out. If you're going to leave all these people in, like, why would you leave Mickey out? You know what I mean? And then you didn't mention Amber's mask.
Nope.
So there's two people that you didn't mention. So this whole countdown thing, it's like you should have just done the main fucking the brains behind the operation.
Yeah, they should have just kept it just the main people. So they could have had Richie and then probably like Jill and then Roman and then fucking Nancy and then Billy.
The reason it bugs me so much is because they made it such a big deal in here, and it's not that big a deal. Like,
no,
it would be a big deal if you did it right, but you didn't, you know. And they used a new mask in here in the subway. Mm-hmm. So you can't even use that anymore. I use Stu because he's my favorite. Well, you didn't use it on the subway, bitch. So, like, what are we talking about here? The masks are stupid. That's what I'm saying. This whole leaving behind mask thing. And, by the way, if these other people's DNA are on there, whoever's wearing that fucking mask would leave DNA behind.
Too. Unless the dad is like, he sees that, but because he fucking, at the police precinct where Sam and Tara and Detective Bailey are there, and then Kirby's back right there too. Yeah. He gets the fucking mask from another cop, and then it shows, oh, this is Charlie Walker's and Jill Roberts' mask. So it could have fucking.
They ran it that quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it would have popped up someone else's DNA on that shit too. There's no way.
We also found a third, you know, And that might have been a nice little piece of writing in there.
Yeah, exactly. They could have been like, oh, like, we found
a
Charlie
third-
Walker's and Joe Roberts,
But
and
we
then
don't
we
know
found a
this third
third,
one.
but it's impartial.
Right. God damn it.
You know what? Let's call it Paramount. Let's fucking write Scream 7 right now.
Anyway, so The Mask, again, the first time we watched it, cool as fuck. As you watch it like 10 times,
You started noticing flaws.
this doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. Or it could have made sense if you just tried a little harder. I don't understand why they didn't try that hard with it. You could have just had the main people be, I don't know. Okay, another thing is stabs don't kill anyone, except for when they want you to die. But all our main characters survive crazy amounts of stabs. Deadly stabs, especially Chad. And they're just fine. We don't buy that shit. We're just gonna skim past that. That's basically all we can say about it. I mean,
Not much.
you guys seen the movie? All the main characters get stabbed. Everybody's okay. Even Gale. And Chad.
Him the most is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know, dude. Mindy knowing who the fucking killers are. How did she figure that out?
So I have that right here in my notes too. That she pretty much nailed like Ethan and Quinn off the fucking rip.
Before though. In the beginning.
Yeah.
When they're doing their whole little
Like meet up at the park where the fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're going through suspects and all that shit, and she's giving her spiel about the franchise. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she calls out Ethan and Quinn right away.
Mm-hmm.
She nails it. But then at the end, she gets stabbed. Ethan acts like he's saving her life, right? Like, help, everybody, help, 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 help. He turns out to be a ghost face. I don't get that. That's another thing.
Yeah, he helps. He sees her get stabbed, calls out for help, drags her outside, and you see like some like help, like a paramedic or something, fucking comes and assists her, and that's all we see.
But why? Like, why would you do that if you're, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I didn't get it right again or some shit. But then at the end of the movie, when the final act happens, the killer's dead, everybody's walking away, it's sunny, and fucking ambulances are there and shit. Mindy shows up, and she says, I know who the killers are. It's Ethan and Bailey. How in the fuck do you know that? Like, she just figured it out. Like, how? How did you figure that out? And then they say Ann Quinn. Somebody says Ann Quinn. It's either Sam or Tara.
I think it's Sam.
They say Ann Quinn. And she's like, she's not even surprised that Quinn is alive and is a killer. Like, she's like, oh, okay. And I know she's on some drugs because she's, stabbed. But at the same time, it's just like, I feel like that would be a bigger deal for Mindy. That, what the fuck, Quinn? And how in the fuck did you even know? How did you know? Ethan and Bailey. Ethan just saved your life. I don't get it. So, those are the negatives in this one. There's quite a bit. This might be the most we've had.
Probably.
So Scream 6, even though it's a fun movie, it's entertaining, it's good. It's still, god damn, it has a lot of problems. Because there's a lot of stuff that you forgive because they're fun scenes and everything, and you want the tension, you want the chase scenes, you want all this, and you get it. But it's like, man, then you sacrifice the story. Why do we have to sacrifice one thing to get the other all the time? Why can't we have them both, like in the original 2? Mm-hmm. You had them both. You had suspense and a good story. What the fuck?
Oh, to be fair, I mean, and you can't even say or forgive them, that it's rushed because it's within the whole year. Because again, Scream 1 and Scream 2 came out within a year of each other, and they're both fucking equally as good. Yeah. So there's no excuse.
No.
There's no excuse whatsoever. But again, I don't know. It's just definitely rushed, and they. A lot of holes in their plots that they tried, and then they sacrificed a lot. They sacrificed a lot of the story.
I think that this ending was supposed to be different because it's too cheesy. It's too cheesy for people that have these guys love Scream. Mm-hmm. They love it. They've grown up with it. They know Scream. They know what we're looking for. They know how to direct us. They know how to fucking shift our. They can do something great. So I have a feeling that Sydney not coming back really fucked up this movie. I don't know what it was. I don't know what happened, but I think that there was a bigger part for Sydney, and I think it was going to make a lot more sense and a bigger final act in Scream 6. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now we're gonna get that in Scream 7.
Anyway, we'll see what happens in Scream 7. This is when we get to some positives to end it. But this time, we be drinking because this is our first franchise done on Rock Hard.
Hell yeah.
And we thank you guys for joining us and watching these, all 10 of you. And we hope to see you again soon. This is Rock Hard.